Blanchard is not the case.
Welcome to the #1 program in the world, and that's Worldwide Wrestling. David Crock and Tony. Listen, we've got the World Heavyweight Champion with us, the United States Heavyweight Champion Nikita Koloff, the World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express. It goes on and on. Matter of fact, Tully Blanchard will defend the World Television title against Nelson Royal. And remember that $10,000 is up for grabs, too.
And we have seen people try to get that $10,000 away from Tully Blanchard in the past. David, they just haven't been able to do it. He is still holding on not only that title, but also that $10,000. But also top stars around, including the new breed, which you'll talk to in just a few seconds.
That's right, and you talk about the new breed. Now, they've been talking about Jimmy Valiant, right, and Lasertron, the World Junior Heavyweight Champion. We want to bring these young men in. And listen, you talk about Father Time and Lasertron, you're talking about two very good wrestlers.
You're talking about has been and never was. Lasertron and Boogie Woogie Man Valiant. By God, are these guys for real, my friend? These guys, one guy's running around, he thinks he's Optimus Prime, he thinks he's a robot. Boogie Woogie Man, back maybe 50 years ago, in your heyday, you had something to go for, but not anymore. You're done. It's time for you to go over that mountain, let us young lions come in and take this business and make it what it should have been a long time ago. And you, Lasertron, running around with a stomach full of used pinball machine parts, we're gonna transform you real quick into what you ought to be, into what's the way you're used in 2002. We use your type to take out our garbage, to mow our grass, and to do, tell them what else we use their kind for, brother.
You know, when we used to play Spaceball, they only let us play for 20 weeks out of the year. They only let us beat up people 20 weeks out of the year. But we said, you know, why don't you let us wrestle? Because we have so much fun. I mean, we have so much fun beating up people that we wanted to do it every night. So they let us wrestle. And we love it so much.
And they pay us so good
like the song says, you gotta fight for your right to party. Besides fighting, brother, there's nothing we'd rather do than party. And Boogie Woogie Man and Lasertron, there is no way in this life or any other life that you are gonna be an obstacle to the new breed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the new breed. Let's go to the ring now. And you see the total package. The one, the only Lex Luger, managed by J.J. Dillon.
Quite an athlete. You can just look at it and tell that. But, you know, Nikita Koloff in the U.S. heavyweight title, that's another issue. And Nikita Koloff is quite an athlete, too. When you get these two athletes together, you know you're going to have one brutal match. They'll beat on each other, slam each other. It's like Lex said, the immovable object, the unstoppable force.
Nice takedown. You know, we talk about the strength of the two men, Nikita Koloff and Lex Luger. But Tony, watching both of them, we know that they can wrestle. So when you combine the two, you're going to see a fantastic wrestling match.
That's exactly right, David. It's much more than just brute strength on each side. It's ability, it's speed, endurance. Be more than just a strength contest. You can better believe that. Every one of his blows, Luger's blows, so devastating. Just knocks Brody Chase right to the mat hard.
Elbow right in the chest.
What force? Look how hard Brody Chase hit the mat that time.
Lex cinches up tight. It starts to yank and pull. Now remember, his favorite move is that backbreaker. He likes to make a man submit. Whips him in now. Again. Oh. All right, the sickle of Nikita. The clothesline of Lex Luger. Scoop slam, powers him down. Now he says, let's break him. He's ready for him. Up. Now you got to remember, each time he does this, these men don't want to go up. They try to sit down on him, but he powers them up.
Nothing you can do when he has you in his grasp. Total package. Let's take a look once again. The power slam. And that led to the backbreaker. The winner, as we've seen so many times, along with James J. Dillon, Lex Luger. And right now at ringside, they're with David Crockett.
Now we talk about Lex Luger, but you've got to talk about the man that brought him here, J.J. Dillon. J.J.?
You know, I got a lot of things that are on my mind. Looking back over the last year or so, it seems like everybody's into catchy nicknames. It started out with the Legion of Doom. Then it was America's Team. Then it was Superpowers. So I thought, you know, looking at the covers of all the wrestling magazines, it seems that these are the people that get the most notoriety. And maybe if you're going to get ahead, you got to be something more than just a world champion, as if that wasn't enough. So I've come up with a little unique twist of my own. I've put together a team that is comprised of, number one, the World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, we're talking about Nature Boy Ric Flair. And we're talking about, what has the man said, the total package, the only genetically gifted athlete in the world today, Lex Luger. And I'm throwing out an open challenge to any tag team combination anywhere in the world to meet Nature Boy Ric Flair, to meet Lex Luger, what I call the Dream Team.
We're talking about the ultimate combination. Looks, poise, charisma, wrestling ability. We make the women swoon. We put dollar signs in promoters' eyes. We fill arenas because nobody thinks there ever could be a team like the champion Nature Boy Ric Flair and the total package put together. There's not a team alive on the face of this earth that can put our shoulders to the mat. Now we're talking about the U.S. heavyweight title. When I came here, I said I was going to be a horseman. That's come to pass. I've made a lot of money. That was another one of my goals. I've made a lot of money. Now I'm going to be the next U.S. heavyweight champion. Mark my words.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more action right after this.
And with Barry Windham, Barry, we just saw Lex Luger in the ring. The Four Horsemen now, James J. Dillon, really something to be reckoned with.
You know, I'll tell you what, the Four Horsemen have always been a thorn in my side. You know, but if you watch the Horsemen closely, they don't like to talk about me. They kind of avoid the subject when the name of Barry Windham is brought up. But I tell you what, right now, the World Television title is something that I want. You know, Tully Blanchard has been out here for the past few weeks talking about how he has no competition. Well, I'll tell you what, if Nelson Royal doesn't beat him, I guarantee you there's a man right here that will take him up on that contract anytime. And Mr. Blanchard, you bring your $10,000 in that World Television title belt. You step in this ring right now, you step in it next week, anytime. And I will come in there after that championship because you think you have no competition. There's a boy right here that'll take that thing away from you, make you real sad real quick. Tully Blanchard, $10,000, I can think of a lot of things I would do with that. How about you, Bob?
Oh, I could too, Barry. All right, good luck to you. And fans, let's go back to the ring now, more action.
There you see the World Tag Team Champions. Manny Fernandez and Ravishing Rick Rude, managed by Paul Jones. There you see Mr. Rude.
Working on now 6 months, David, of holding those belts. That's a long time because you look at the caliber of competition in the NWA tag team-wise. The Road Warriors, the Rock and Roll Express. And here's why, the
Ivan
intensity.
Koloff, Vladimir.
That's right.
Midnight Express.
Any combination of members of the Four Horsemen.
Oh, yes.
The New Breed, we talked to them earlier.
Look at the quickness of this team, though. You say why? They're the World Tag Team Champions. Oh. They just killed this guy.
Nothing more awesome, baby!
Absolute destruction.
They're going to destroy this man.
The ball gets on the top rope. Rick Rude holds up Rick Nelson, and then, whoa, flying backhand. And Rick Nelson didn't even open his eyes again. The winners, the World Tag Team Champions, along with Paul Jones. And they're right here ringside with David.
That's right. We have the World Tag Team Champions, Ravishing Rick Rude, Manny Fernandez, and their manager, the man that did it all, Paul Jones.
You know, the Road Warriors claim that they want the world belts, and they hold the International Tag Team Champion belts. Well, they're not exactly the world belts, so they want to move up. Well, let me tell you something, Road Warriors. When you try for these belts, you've got to pay a price, and the price is going to be those international belts, because my man would love to have those two belts so they could get rid of them. Well, let me tell you something right now, Rock and Roll Express. I hear that y'all are regrouping. Well, I heard when y'all regrouped, y'all went to your upper room, and the verdict when y'all came out, he says, was, mind you guys, we had the belts one time, we could get them again. You know, Paul, everything you said is true, but you know, David, we don't have to stand out here and run down anybody. Not the Road Warriors, not Dusty and Nikita, the New Breed, or anybody, but we don't have to come out here and challenge anybody either, because we have it all. We're the world champions. We accept all challenges, whoever you may be. Tell them, Bo.
You know something, Daddy? International you may be, but you won it in Japan, not in the great US of A, and you towered over them little bitty guys. Well, you don't tower over this, and this is what it belongs to be the money thing in the world today, the World Tag Team Champions. What a displeasure to have to talk to this guy all day long.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see the World Tag Team Champions. In the ring now, the Russian Might, Ivan Koloff and Vladimir Pietrov.
David going up against Johnny Ace and the Italian Stallion, and everywhere they go, the Russians, the chant not only is USA, but it's of Nikita and Dusty, of the superpowers.
Tony Watson. And you know, there's a tournament that's going on for the United States Tag Team Championship because of what happened with Dick Murdoch and Nikita Koloff, Ivan Koloff.
And I tell you, Murdoch, we understand that suspension almost up. I know Ivan's happy. I know Vladimir's would be glad to see him back, but I'm sure Dusty and Nikita are glad to see him back also.
Oh, yes.
Because 30 days, Dick Murdoch not being around, they can't get their hands on him. Stallion did the right thing. When the big man came in, he just backed away, got out of the corner.
You watch this man. You really don't see an awful lot of wrestling out of him. He uses his brute strength.
David, I think you're right. I think in the Soviet Union, you know, he was just known basically to be one powerful man, one gigantic weightlifter.
A big bully.
And he was brought here by Ivan. Maybe never had an aspiration to be a professional wrestler. But Ivan just went over and got him. He said something needs to be done.
Well, they're doing it right now to the Italian Stallion. Ivan's in there, snap mare over. Drops the leg across the chest. Good backdrop by the Stallion. Takes that arm. He needs to take Ivan down on the mat. You just can't stand toe-to-toe with him.
Not at all.
Tag is made. Now watch Vladimir. Oh. Hey, yanked his head off. Has him. Oh.
Stallion's a big man, and he powered him over like it was nothing at all. Oh, that is an awesome blow right there.
Here's a no one right in the side of the head.
There's a chain, David.
Ivan says he's the master of the chain match. And there you see him, he's using it right now.
There it is, right around the throat of the Stallion. Master of the Russian chain. I guess being a master of it is knowing when to use it and when to get away with it.
And they want to use it on Nikita. They want to get him in a match, a Russian chain match, and take him apart with that thing. Oh, nice takedown. That embarrassed Ivan. You see what happens when you embarrass this man? He's going to take it out on you.
When you go after him or after Pietrov and you want to mount an offense, you better make sure it's a good one.
Hard fist right in the back.
He knocked him right up off his feet that time.
Ivan set him up for that one. And Vladimir takes another one down on the mat.
There are your winners.
Count on.
All right, fans, we're here right now. James J. Dillon, one of the four horsemen, Lex Luger.
He's a man that's probably had more impact on the world of professional wrestling than any other single athlete in the last 20 or 30 years. Now, that might not seem like a very large statement, but just think about it for a minute. There have been a lot of great people come along in the last 10 years alone. But the man was a very, very smart, shrewd individual. Of course, I'm talking about Mr. Lex Luger, because he was smart enough to recognize quality the minute he arrived upon the scene. Of course, when you talk of quality, you're talking about the four horsemen, right, Lex?
You know, from day one, I was labeled every wrestling expert there is as the finest athlete to enter this sport for a generation. Said, Lex, professional world, the world of professional wrestling is at your fingertips. Well, I decided to broaden my horizons. I could go anywhere, do anything I want. Promoters, booking agents, advertising agencies, movie, TV producers, they all rang the phone off the hook, except for one man, one group of athletes. That's James J. Dillon and the Four Horsemen. You see, they already were the best. I wanted to be the best. People have questioned my decision to become a horseman, but it's become obvious that it's the greatest decision I made in my wrestling career. The Four Horsemen stir the drink of professional wrestling. We are the best.
Here you see him, hands of stone, Ron Garvin. Just waiting. And the fans are waiting too. They want that towel. Everywhere he goes. Ha! They fight over it too, Tony.
Get ready to say pandemonium in the stands.
The match is still, I'm watching over here. They're still pulling at it.
Yeah, about 3 people have it. And I tell you, speaking about 3 people, Jim Cornette's going to think about 3 people have him at once when he goes into the cage with Ronnie Garvin.
Nice takedown by George South.
You know, we call Lex Luger the total package. You can really call Ronnie Garvin the total wrestler because as the fans enjoy what he can do in the ring, he can grab you and twist you, but he can punch you and kick you. Just a complete offensive wrestler.
Oh, here he comes. Oh, that crossed his eyes.
That sure did.
Oh, here he goes now. I love this. He's going to start to tie him up. Nice backdrop. He's ready. Oh. And he's out. Ron Garvin, smoking guns. Puts George South down on the mat.
We're going to take a look once again at the end of this. Oh.
Right in the forehead.
Next thing George South saw was the top of the arena. Ron Garvin, what an athlete. Fans, Bob Cottle talks to the world champion Ric Flair when we come back.
Here's the man that's been king of the hill for some time now, and a lot of great athletes have tried to knock him off of that mountain. But Jimmy Garvin says, Ric Flair, that you parked your limousine in the wrong driveway now.
Well, you tell Jimmy Garvin next time you see him that when you own 20 limousines, sometimes you leave them all over town. In other words, when your name is Ric Flair, it's a la carte. And depending on the frame of mind, depending on whether I want a blonde or a brunette, it depends on whose driveway I park one of my limousines in. So Precious, you see what I'm doing for you, darling, is giving you an opportunity to be something besides just a bodacious blonde. You, Precious, are going to have an opportunity if you make the right choice to be Ric Flair's woman. That means limousines, it means fur coats, it means Rolex watches, it means the Hemsley Palace, it means Rush Street in Chicago, it means that you can be with a man that beat Dusty Rhodes, a man that beat Nikita Koloff, a man that beat the Road Warriors. It means you can be seen with the Four Horsemen. That's right, you can style and profile on any street in the world with Luger, Arn, Tully, JJ, woo, and Space Mountain himself. You see, Precious, right now you're living on the dirty side of the tracks. Come on over. Walk the mainstream, be part of life. Jimmy Garvin, you, Dusty Rhodes, and Nikita have got to get your minds right because there's only one Ric Flair. And Bob Cottle, I must have been through about 1 million girls. Woo!
That's crazy about a sharp dress man. That's Precious and her man, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. She's dressed mighty nice today too.
Boy, you're right, David. And you know, we heard the comments of Ric Flair just moments ago talking about this man, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. Both of them, Ric Flair and gorgeous Jimmy. Quick, strong, veterans.
And you know, each one has something the other one wants.
That's right. And gorgeous Jimmy says the difference is that he's going to get what he wants. Rocky is out already.
Oh, he's feeling good. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious.
And that's what Ric Flair wants. What gorgeous Jimmy wants, that world heavyweight title.
Power him up.
Oh, the brainbuster.
And put him down. Your winner, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with the Bodacious Precious. Beat your heart out, Ric Flair.
Let's go to Bob Cottam.
All right, fans, with us right now, the Armstrongs, Billy Bob Armstrong, Brad Armstrong, Tim Horner. Tim, looks like you guys are getting ready for 4 horsemen around to me.
Well, that's right. You know, all over the wrestling world, you're looking at 3 guys who are getting a lot of attention. But there's some people here who's got our attention, and that's you, the 4 horsemen. And anytime you want to get back in the ring with the 3 of us, you just sign the contract, jump on, and we'll help you all we can. Now, there's one thing, Tully Blanchard, you still got that TV title. You still waving $10,000, and there's a lot of people got your number. I've been in the ring with you before, and every time you get in trouble, JJ either pops up or the horsemen come in. But I tell you what, somebody's going to get you, and your time is coming, brother.
And it just might be the Armstrong that's got their number, Brad.
You know what? Tim said a mouthful when he said a lot of people are checking those horsemen out. But I tell you what's something that's interested the Armstrongs right here, Bullet and Brad, is the U.S. tag titles. I know they're up for grabs, and there's a tournament being held, and brother, the Armstrongs are hanging tough in the tournament. I'm going to tell you this, if there's ever been a prime candidate for those tag titles, it's a Bullet myself, because to be a tag team, you got to know your partner, brother, and I don't know nobody any better than my dad right here.
That's right. They always say blood is thicker than water, and we got what they call family faith, brother, and that'll take you a long, long way in a tag team tournament.
All right, there they are, fans, the Armstrongs and Tim Horner. Fans, we're here now with the United States heavyweight champion, Nikita Koloff. Nikita, we're here that Dick Murdoch is on his way back.
I understand now Dick Murdoch is on his way back here. But you know, comrade, after the superpower Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff get a finish with Dick Murdoch, he's not going to be on his way back here. He's going to be on his way out. Now, there's 2 things that are important that I want to talk about today. First is Ivan Koloff and the Russian chain match. Ivan Koloff, the contract is signed. I want to make sure all the people understand the contract is signed, Ivan Koloff, and we're going to find out just who is the master of the Russian chain match, Ivan Koloff or Nikita Koloff. And then, now I understand that these are Ric Flair and Lex Luger. What they calling themselves now, Dream Team or something.
Yeah, right.
Dream Team, something like this. Well, Lex Luger, Ric Flair, you call yourself whatever you want to call, but you get in the ring, you sign a contract, and you're going to find out how come Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff are called the superpower, and you're going to find out just how come Nikita Koloff is called the Russian Nightmare. Что это, спасибо.
Nikita Koloff, the United States champion, fans. All right, here we go to the ring.
All over the world, women are being electrocuted from slobbering on their TV screens. The sexiest team in wrestling, beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, the Midnight Express.
There's a lot of talk goes on there in the ring. Yeah.
And you stay away from my men. Nobody is allowed to touch beautiful Bobby except me. What is the matter with you? You straight, Joe?
Yeah, his mouth looks so big, it'd probably swallow that camera.
Here he
Look,
comes.
Have you people got any screening process about who you hire to be cameramen? There is something wrong with that guy. He's been harassing and following my men for quite some time now.
Let's talk about you and Ron Garvin, and you're going to have to go in the cage, right?
No, let me make something plain to you, David, and I'm going to
Wait a minute, Tony, can you get a towel? Because I think he's going to start crying.
Okay, go ahead, Jimmy.
Right.
I'm going to speak real plainly and real clearly now. I've had a lot on me. I've had a lot of nervous problems the past week. I have a nervous stomach anyway. And the problem is that people like like you keep bringing up the subject of Ronnie Garvin and me getting in a cage. Now you see the teamwork of the greatest tag team in wrestling, the Midnight Express, the last frontier, the last hope that I have from keeping to get in that cage with Ronnie Garvin, because if they don't stop him, then it looks like I'm going to have to because of your brother, your stinking tightwad goofy brother that hates my guts, because of people like the NWA and Ronnie Garvin and Psycho and everybody else are in this conspiracy against me. So you see, the fact of the matter is, unless the Midnight Express can catch up to Ronnie Garvin, I'm going to have to get in that cage. And I'll guarantee you this, we have had a couple of chances at Ronnie Garvin, and his brother, Gorgeous Jimmy, always comes and bails him out right at the nick of time.
Isn't that a shame? So you're going to have to go. You know, just think about it.
They're going to lock that door, Jimmy. They're going to lock it. They'll lock the door.
I know, the square's about 2 inches square.
Yeah, no way to get out.
And you're going to come out in little cubes.
Look here, I don't care if you want to put me inside of a coleslaw shredder. The fact of the matter is, you put criminals and murderers and thieves and robbers and people like that.
Let's move.
You put people like that in cages. You don't put people like me,
Stan Lane,
a high-standing member of the
community. Watch Bobby, he's picking him up.
Look at this, right here.
Oh,
he's
my.
ready, he's on it.
He's going to get flat, brother. The fact of the matter is, that's exactly what's going to happen to Ronnie Garvin if we can catch up with him before I have to get in that cage.
I'm glad you put plural. We. Because
if we
you can't do it.
Everybody recognizes I have a right to defend myself.
The winners, the Midnight Express with Jim.
All right, fans, with us right now, Jim Cornette. Everybody, and just to look
put
at
your hands on me. Everybody wants to attack
What happened to the suave Jim Cornette? You look like you've lost your cool all of a sudden.
You know something? I am not paranoid, but everybody's out to get me. You're trying to attack me now, Bob Caudle? Oh, I never would have thought of you. I always thought we were friends. All these idiots out here, everybody wants to get a hold of me because they think they got me down now. They think they got me at a position of disadvantage, holding the specter of Ronnie Garvin over my head, that psycho, that loony. I'd like to find out what he's got in his basement. Have you ever thought the police might go to his house and discover all kind of things locked in the refrigerator? Do you know that? Because he's just that kind of guy.
He's got payback and revenge.
He blames me for everything that's happened to him. Well, let me tell you something, Ronnie Garvin. You brought everything that happened to you on yourself. But I'll guarantee you one thing. I realize what you could do to me if you got me locked inside a steel cage with you. And the Midnight Express, right up until the very second that I would have to climb in that cage, they're going to be after you, brother. They're after all sorts of things, like tag team titles, like the Rock and Roll Express to determine once and for all who the real Express is, like all the other teams in wrestling. But they promised me, they've made a vow to me, they're after you, Ronnie Garvin, first and foremost, to keep you from getting your hands on me. And I'll tell you this, if they do get a hold of you, they're going to do a job on you, son, like ain't never been done before. In the meantime, like I've said before, I'm asking all my fans to write in and write petitions and make phone calls to get me out of this thing before it's too late for me.
Coming up, Tully Blanchard will defend the World Television title and $10,000 against Nelson Royal.
David Crockett, this is not for you to touch unless you want to take me in there and pin me, and then you can open it and have it all yourself.
You know, I had $10,000. I had 100 $100 bills all stacked up. But people, I guess they really don't understand the impact of what kind of money we're talking about when it's only stacked that high. So I went to the bank and they went back in the vault. They started tearing off those wrappers and shoveling money in there that I had to wedge it to get it closed. There is $10,000 in there. And like he says, all you got to do is put the man's shoulders down on the mat to collect the money and the championship belt. You know, Chapman will have another surprise for you in a week or so. Things have gotten so hectic with the Four Horsemen and your career in particular, I've almost been forced to hire you a private secretary.
James. Well, I tell you what, you know, the greatest thing, though, right now is being one of the Four Horsemen. And, you know, the greatest thing of being the world's television champion is being able to come out here every week, David, on your show and wrestle and show the people why I am the world's television champion, why I can bring all the 5s, 10s, and 20s out here that makes up $10,000 and put it online and bet it on myself, because no other wrestler has ever attempted to do that, because they don't have enough guts or enough confidence in their ability to put it on the line each and every night, much less on television where 57,000 million people can see each and every week.
You know, I think even the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, would be impressed with a suitcase like that, because his daddy was a plumber and that's all he ever brought home was 5s, 10s, and 20s.
I got some business to take care of.
That's right, in the business, Tony, for the World Television title.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a one-fall match for the World Television title and $10,000. Introducing first the challenger from the Diamond R Ranch in Mooresville, North Carolina, 220 pounds, Nelson Royal. Introducing the World Television Champion from San Antonio, Texas, 236 pounds, Tully Blanchard.
All right, we're set, Tony. The experience of Nelson Royal against the ego of a four horseman. One of the four horsemen. They say it's a state of mind. Let's watch it and see. Win at any cost. That's their motto.
David, something should be said about that briefcase. Sure, it's full of money. We know that. And we also know that it's like an incentive. It's like a bait for Nelson Royal. He can look over and see that suitcase. But also, we have seen them use that suitcase up against the head of people when need be. So there's more than one reason for that thing to be in the corner.
Of course. Yeah, like I said, win at any cost. Use anything, I guess you might say.
And there it is, clutched by James J. Dillon. Now he's holding on to it real tight right now.
He knows Nelson Royal definitely has the capability of defeating the television champion, Tully Blanchard.
If Nelson would happen to swing over that way, don't think that JJ wouldn't cut loose of that suitcase and bash him on the head with it. Bullet Bob Armstrong knows that firsthand.
The four horsemen, Tully Blanchard, Lex Luger, Arn Anderson, the world heavyweight champion, Ric Flair. Along with J.J. Dillon, they rule wrestling.
You know, many people say, what does it mean to be a horseman? It means a lot of things, of course. It means you're at the top of your profession. Obviously, you stay at the finest hotels, drive in the limousines, ride in the limousines and private jets. But it also means you'll go to any measure it takes to win. Anything.
Yeah, they talk about the money, but it's not all money. I think just the name, the reputation they have when they say, I'm one of the four horsemen.
Right.
When somebody says, here comes one of the four horsemen, everybody turns around and looks.
Come on. Watch him, watch him.
But right now, there you see JJ holding on to that briefcase. Tully's up. Tully has defended that title against an awful lot of men. We went to great lengths to get this match signed for Worldwide Wrestling, just for you fans. Nelson Royal, former world junior heavyweight champion.
He's a champion. He's a former champion. He knows what it's like to hold on to a belt and to wrestle in championship matches. And right now, he's doing real good.
You've got to remember, though, time is on Tully's side.
Right.
You have to beat him. He does not have to beat you. Nelson trying for that pin, though. Too close to the ropes.
Oh, now that was a horseman move right there. Right in the eyes when Nelson thought he was getting a clean break.
Right to the side of the jaw. Tully hooks him now. He's going to try a slingshot. Up, yes. Powers him over. No. Now he goes behind, hooks him. Oh. Rolls him up, has him. Tony, he pulled the tights.
He grabbed those trunks, David. Tully Blanchard holds on to the belt. And Nelson Royal is livid right here at ringside.
And they quickly leave. What's this? Slingshot, suplex, but no, Nelson turns it around in midair and grabs him. There you see. Now he goes back. Good move here. He has him. Tully pulls him with the trunks. Referee goes down to count. Doesn't see it. Doesn't see it. Your winner and still world television champion, Tully Blanchard.
Scott Bob Cottle.
Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors fans, Paul Ellering.
Everybody wants to be a tough guy. In reality, everybody wants to be a road warrior. Rick Rude, Manny Fernandez, and that sickly-looking man of yours, Paul Jones, you've been out here talking. But see, we've been in the ring with you, and that talk hasn't meant nothing when we got in there with you. Matter of fact, the only talking you do then is down on your hands and knees, begging for us to quit punishing you with the devastating moves and blows that we do. And then you got the new breed, the new boys in town. Well, the ring boy was bringing back your so-called leathers, and they aren't leather at all. They're vinyl. You must have left your wallet back in the year 2002, along with your brains. Because the next time you punks make one cheap shot at Animal and Hawk, we're gonna back it up. And that could be a bad day for you, and you wish you were back in 2002. Right, big man?
You know, Manny Fernandez and Rick Rude, you're great champions. You've beat a lot of people. I'll give you that much credit. Now you said we're international champions. You're right. We beat the Japanese, but you call them little people. If you call one guy 6'6", 275 pounds, and the next Olympic champion little, man, where are you coming from? The other guy was a former sumo wrestler. Hey, the Warriors do not fight little people. We go for the biggest and baddest and the best, and we're gonna put up our international tag team titles, and we're gonna wrestle you, and we're gonna see if your man doesn't take them. We don't think you are.
It's come down to this, Bob Cottle. We all know how they won their titles, and I'll tell you how we won our titles. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. Our belts, that is the international tag team titles, are on the line for you anytime you want it.
All right, fans, and that's going to wrap it up for this week. We'll see you next week, and until then, so long for now.
Don't go away, because coming up next on TV 58, your screen will be glowing with the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. It's Glow, coming up next on TV 58.